So the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders Corporation filed a complaint against Pussycat Cinema in 1979. And Pussycat Cinema is a theater that began showing a pornographic film named Debbie Does Dallas. And it's an X-rated film that was led by adult actress Bambi Woods and a team of women that attempted to get that character to get enough money to where they could send Woods' character to try out for the quote-unquote Texas Cowgirls. It was heavily implied that it was the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. And the problem was that the fictional Texas Cowgirls cheerleading team heavily mimicked the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders squad. And the Texas Cowboys cheerleaders seen enough evidence to file a lawsuit against the theater, saying that Pussycat Cinema copied enough of their uniforms for it to be ground under the Lemon Act. When the Lemon Act is the primary federal law governing trademarks and unfair competition in the United States, and it provides a national system of trademark registration and protection against infringement, dilution, and false advertising. Pussycat Cinemas argued that the likelihood of confusion among consumers as to the source or sponsorship of goods or services was minimal, and the public would not be able to really combine the two together. However, the courts ruled in favor of the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, finding that the use of a confusing mark in the movie would confuse consumers and injure the plaintiff's business reputation. And it therefore affirmed the trial court's grant of an injunction stopping the confusing advertising and distribution of the film as a whole. The court basically just said that it was well established that if the design of an item is non-functional and has acquired secondary meaning, the design may become a trademark even if the item itself is non-functional. And that decision was seen as a landmark case within the Lemon Act, protecting trademarks for organizations and allowing them to make sure that their brand is not used for any purpose that would deem negative to their brand. And also, colors can be included under the Lemon Act if it's closely tied to your brand. So basically, the Dallas Cowboys, with their star, they could say, you can't use this because we own this silver and navy that's closely associated to the Dallas Star for the football team. And confusion under the Lemon Act is defined as a likelihood of confusion among consumers as to the source or sponsorship of goods or services, which basically that means that anything that can be deemed confusing to the consumer is something that should not be allowed. And the thing that stood out to me the most in this case was how minimal it was that they could actually make a case out of it. I thought that basically them calling them the Texas Cowgirls coupled with the uniforms looking straight up like the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders uniforms, it pretty much made it to where, hey, we have to do something about this because there is a whole lot of confusion that can be had there.